how's it going? Oh man, so I thought I'd just film this video real quick because it's the end of November. Holy smokes, where did that go? Getting married in February, right? And I was just like, oh, you know, it's like, that's like next year, that's totally ages away. It's not totally ages away, guys. It's like, it's real. It's real. So please excuse the mess. I'm making my own wedding dress. Don't freak out for anyone that's interested. Dress will be a kind of fit and flare sort of number, kind of hitting about the knees, a bit retro, bit fun. Yeah, pretty simple construction, just gotta do it now. Now that uni is finished, I can actually concentrate on that. So apologies for the lack of videos this month. It's kind of been a bit nuts just with the end of uni and like applying for all the jobs, guys. I'm so over applying for jobs, but you know, it's working out for me. We're doing good. I've got a couple of callbacks and a couple of interviews, so these are all good things. And just, you know, if you feel so inclined, would you mind just crossing your fingers, possibly toes for me, because I really want a job. So if you're feeling the love, just like send it on through. Could totally use it right now. Right, so back into what this video is actually supposed to be about, my November wrap up. So last month in October, I went, you know, safe to say, I went a little nuts with the reading. Yeah, I read a total of 11 books. I read 6 graphic novels, 1 non-fiction, 1 short story collection, and 3 novels. That didn't happen this month. Kind of nuts in a different way. Last month I read a ridiculous amount of books. This month I've read like 2, I'm gonna call it 3 though, because I'm like 4 chapters away from the end of this last book, and like I'm gonna get there, you know. It's the, what is it? It's the 28th today. We got a couple of days. I'm definitely gonna smash it out by this afternoon, but just gotta film this video first. Seeing as there's only 3, I'm just going to do them in the order that I read them. First book I read was A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I gave this book 3 stars, guys. I quite enjoyed this book. It was a wild ride. I felt like it was a bit soap opera-y, and I have to admit, it kind of got like a bit Dan Brown and like went a bit nuts. You know, so if you're into that, that's cool. That's part of it. I was totally there for the love story and for the sister, whose name is escaping me. She was badass. I liked it, but I was kind of just like, plot, where did you go? And, you know, the angstiness was a bit much for me, personally. Maybe I'm just not into YA angst anymore. Sorry, please don't hate me. I know YA is pretty big around here, and I'm not saying you have to not like YA. You like what you like, man. That's what we're all about. I think my favourite part of that book was his retelling of the Lazarus story. Oh man, that was just like gold. Just loved it. Characters were like mostly tangible, but obviously because you're reading from Monty's perspective, all you really know is Monty and how gorgeous looking Percy is and how annoying his sister is. So they're not really fleshed out characters, but that makes sense because we're seeing it from Monty's self-absorbed perspective. Yeah, so I enjoyed how unlikable Monty was, and I felt like his growth throughout the book was believable, and I felt like the character he ended up, the man he was at the end was believable as well. Like, it wasn't too dissimilar to where he started off, just with like a bit of, you know, personal growth in there, which was lovely. Then the next book I read was Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters. I love this book, guys. Loved it. I think it was quite unfortunate that I read Gentleman's Guide and Tipping the Velvet like back to back, because I felt like everything that was trying to be done with this romance in Gentleman's Guide was just like a million times better in Tipping the Velvet. And there was, I think this Tipping the Velvet was just a case of the right book at the right time, because I could totally connect to a lot of what was in the book, and there were a lot of surprises for me too, which I was like super like, yay! So if you've watched my previous video, I'm also from a like small kind of town, very working class, very kind of insular. very kind of insular. I also came from an amazing, loving, supportive family who were just like, go pursue your dreams, be awesome. And I was just like, thanks, mom, and dad. And I also moved to the city for the love of theatre, not necessarily following anyone. I was very kind of like, I am my own person, I will be my own person when I moved to Melbourne. So I definitely saw similarities in that. I really enjoyed the theatre elements in this book. I thought that was really cool. I could really get on board with Nancy's like first love. It was super sweet and delicious and I loved it. And I also loved her naivete because it's from her perspective. You don't necessarily understand, as she doesn't understand, how bad her situation is until like much later when there's like hindsight. And I could totally connect with that. I really appreciated that. I think one of the things that hit me real hard was when she goes back home to her family and that Christmas that she spends with them, giving them all the gifts. And I was just like, oh my God, Nance, I have been there. I have been there because, you know, I think our parents work so hard to build a better life for us, and then we go and live that life and then try and bring that life back to them, and it's not the same and it doesn't fit. Anyway, so safe to say this book was just like right place, right time, hit me. Then the last book I want to talk about is Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I'm not really going to say that much about this book because I don't feel like I can give an impartial critical review of it because I happen to be a Sanderson fangirl. They are like crack to me. I just read them and I just absorb them, and I'm just so happy to just sit back and just be like, all right, Brandon, what do you got for me this time? I am ready. I just have every faith in him that he's just going to truly entertain me. So I love his books. His magic systems are just like so cool. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. He's so cool. So in this particular series, the magic system is based on color and like aura and like breath, and it's so inventive. I love how inventive he is, and his worlds are always so fleshed out, so real. Brandon Sanderson's books is just one of those kinds of books that you just get, like, you read one of their books and you're like, whoa, that was a really cool plot. And then you keep reading more and different books and you're just like, hang on a second, but you wrote this book here and it ties into this book, and like talent, my friend. I know a couple of people out there are just like, oh, Brandon Sanderson, I don't know if I can commit to that. Like, do it, man, do it. If you need any more convincing, just like write down your problems in the comments below. I will sort you out because just so good. December coming up, I've got 2 books that I definitely want to read. I definitely want to read Villette, and I definitely want to read Theft of Swords, because Christine and I are hopefully, fingers crossed, going to meet in real life and do a video at the end of December. So I'm really hoping that works out. Which means I've got to finish Theft of Swords. So I've got to just get my butt into gear. And like, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, oh, but it's such a big book. And I'm just like, you literally just finished 3 books over 500 pages this month. Like, you're fine. Bunch of different books that I want to get to next year. If you've got any more recommendations, like, give them to me. I think I'm going to do more of like a books/authors I want to get to in 2018. It's going to be 2018 next year, guys. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, we're good. So yeah, hope you like this kind of chatty video, mainly because running out of time, gotta get this video out. I don't know if it's going to be out by the time this one's up. I'm making a thank you video to thank all of my awesome subscribers, because this channel is just getting so much love, and so much more love than I was ever expecting. So just like, love you guys. Love you guys so much. You guys are just making my day. Keep an eye out for that video if it's not up already by the time you see this. It'll be up pretty soon. I'm just like, I was a little ambitious, so I got inspired for this video and I was just like, yes, we will make this video, it will be awesome. And then I'm making it and I'm just like, this is actually a lot of work. So it's taking me a little longer than I anticipated. What we've learned here is that I'm ambitious with no real concept of how long things take. What a silly potato. You know, I love chatting with you in the comments. I'm also getting the hang of this Twitter thing, so if you want to like chat to me there too, you can totally do that. Look at me go, self-promotion. Oh, I'm like a little YouTuber, like for real. I am, but like for real. This is great. Anyway, bye guys. I hope you all are having a great day, week, month, whatever's going on for you. Let me know what books you're excited for, what books you read, what books you're looking forward to, if I've convinced you to read any of these books, which I'm not sure I have because like, this has been informal. This has been very informal.